Welcome back to Multiverse of Anime, where we explore the most mind-bending what-if scenarios in anime history. Picture this: the most powerful being in Universe 7, a god who can destroy planets with a sneeze, decides hit the snooze button forever. What if Lord Beerus, the god of destruction himself, never woke up from his legendary slumber? Today we're diving into a timeline where the destroyer sleeps eternal, and the consequences are more terrifying than you could ever imagine. Before we begin this insane journey, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you never miss our weekly mind-blowing anime theories. And hey, if this video gets you hyped, smash that like button because it really helps the channel grow and lets me know what theories you want to see next. Drop a comment right now predicting what you think happens to Universe 7 without its destroyer. I'll heart the most creative ones. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll realize Beerus sleeping was actually protecting the universe from something far worse. In the depths of space, on a planet shaped like an inverted pyramid floating through the cosmos, a cat sleeps. Not just any cat, but the most feared being in Universe 7, Lord Beerus, god of destruction, whose very dreams could shatter worlds. For 39 years he has slumbered, just as he always does. But today was supposed to be different. Today, the oracle fish was meant to swim through the divine chambers and whisper of a vision, a dream of the ultimate rival, a Super Saiyan god. But the oracle fish never came. In the crystal-clear waters of the divine temple, the prophetic creature floats motionless, its usually vibrant scales now dull and gray. A mysterious illness has claimed the oracle, and with it the single reminder that would have awakened a god. No prophecy means no awakening. No awakening means no search for the Super Saiyan god. And that means Goku's destiny just took a very different turn. Wiz glides through the temple halls, his angelic robes flowing like liquid starlight. He pauses at his master's chamber, staff in hand, observing the gentle rise and fall of Beerus' chest. The god of destruction mumbles something about putting in his sleep, then rolls over, pulling his blanket tighter. Another century, perhaps, Wiz muses to himself, a slight smile on his lips. After all, the universe seems peaceful enough. The Kais are maintaining balance. The mortals are thriving. What harm could there be in letting Lord Beerus enjoy his rest? If only Wiz knew. If only he could see what darkness was already spreading across the stars. In the darkest corner of the universe, on a ship that spans the length of a small moon, Emperor Frieza receives the intelligence report that will change everything. My lord, his advisor trembles. Our spies within the divine realms confirm it. Lord Beerus continues to sleep. It has been 40 years now, with no sign of awakening. Frieza's lips curl into that familiar, terrifying smile, the one that has preceded the death of billions. You see, in our original timeline, Frieza's empire had limits. Not moral ones, of course, but practical ones. The Emperor conquered and destroyed, yes, but always with one eye watching the sky. Always wondering when the purple cat might descend from his temple and erase everything Frieza had built with a single yawn. But now the cat sleeps, and Frieza's ambitions explode like a supernova. Father, Frieza calls through the subspace communicator, his voice dripping with dark joy. It's time you came out of retirement. We have a universe to reshape. What follows is genocide on a scale the universe has never seen. Not the calculated conquests of the past, but pure systematic annihilation. The Frieza Force doesn't just invade planets anymore. They erase entire solar systems from existence. Namekians are first. Every single one. On Earth, a young Namekian named Piccolo suddenly clutches his chest. He feels it through the cosmic connection all Namekians share. His people, his entire race, crying out in terror before being silenced forever. The pain drives him to his knees in the middle of a sparring session with Gohan. Mr. Piccolo! Gohan rushes to his mentor's side, but Piccolo's eyes are distant, filled with a horror beyond words. They're gone, Piccolo whispers, his voice breaking. All of them. My people are gone. And with the Namekians goes something else. The Dragon Balls across the universe begin to crack, their magic fading like dying stars. Earthset remains, connected to Kami, who still lives. But for how long? Frieza's empire has discovered a new favorite pastime, hunting down and exterminating anyone capable of creating Dragon Balls. The Cold Empire is born in blood and darkness. King Cold emerges from his self-imposed exile, joining his son in a campaign of universal domination that makes their previous efforts look like child's play. Together, they command a force of 10 billion soldiers, each one trained to show no mercy, to leave no survivors. The Galactic Patrol, those brave peacekeepers who once stood against tyranny, make a desperate last stand at their headquarters. The battle lasts exactly 17 minutes. Now their ships drift through space as frozen tombstones, a warning to anyone who might resist the Cold Empire's rule. On a small blue planet in the North Galaxy, Goku wipes the sweat from his brow after another intense training session. He has just finished perfecting a technique that pushes his Super Saiyan 3 form beyond its natural limits. His muscles ache with that familiar satisfying burn, but something else gnaws at him. A feeling he can't quite shake. You feel it too, don't you, Kakura? Vegeta lands beside him, his own aura still flickering from their sparring match. Goku nods slowly, his usually cheerful expression replaced with uncommon seriousness. Yeah. It's like the whole universe is screaming, but the sound is just out of reach. They're sensing the cosmic imbalance, though they don't understand it. Without Beerus' eventual arrival, without the introduction to Divine Ki, without Wiz's training, Earth's scions have taken a completely different path. They've pushed their mortal bodies to limits that shouldn't be possible, developing techniques that would make even the gods take notice. If they had gods to notice them, that is. But perhaps the biggest change is in the Sun family household. Without Piccolo's early influence, without that father figure who sacrificed himself against Nappa, Gohan has become something entirely different. Chi-Chi still pushed education, of course, but without Piccolo's death weighing on his conscience, without that guilt driving him away from fighting, Gohan embraced both sides of his heritage. By day, he studies. By night, he trains with a fury that surprises even Goku. The gentle scholar of our timeline has been replaced by a warrior scientist, someone who approaches battle with the same intensity he brings to solving equations. He's developed his own transformation, something between ultimate and a form that shouldn't exist yet. He calls it Mystic Sage, and even Vegeta admits it's formidable. Dad, Gohan says after their latest training session, his lavender aura still crackling around him, I've been researching the old Saiyan legends. There are references to power beyond the mortal realm, powers that the Saiyans once touched before our planet was destroyed. Goku tilts his head intrigued, like what kind of power? Divine power, God Ki. But all the texts say the same thing. To access it, you need a trigger, a catalyst. Usually that means interaction with an actual deity. If only they knew that their catalyst was sleeping eternally in a temple beyond the stars. If only they knew that his slumber was about to doom them all. The shadows grow longer across the earth. In space, Frieza's ships multiply like a plague of metal locusts. The universe holds its breath, balanced on the edge of a knife. And in his eternal dreams, Beerus smiles, blissfully unaware that his very absence is about to tear reality apart at the seams. Because sometimes the most dangerous thing a god of destruction can do is nothing at all. The purple cat stretches in his sleep. And somewhere in the cosmos, a star dies screaming. Now here's where things get really interesting. In the Divine Temple, Whis stands before a cosmic viewing orb, watching the universe burn. His usually serene expression carries the slightest furrow of concern. Angel law is absolute. He cannot interfere. He cannot act without his god of destruction's command. And his god of destruction dreams of deserts, while civilizations turn to ash. Lord Beerus, Whis whispers, placing a hand on the sleeping cat's forehead. The universe needs you. But Beerus merely purrs, rolling onto his back. In his dreams, he's chasing an endless buffet table that keeps running away on tiny legs. Even in slumber, the god of destruction can't catch a break. Whis tries everything within his limited options. He adjusts the temple's temperature. He has the attendants prepare Beerus's favorite feast, letting the aroma waft through the chambers. He even allows a small meteor to strike near the temple, causing vibrations that would wake any normal being. Nothing. Beerus sleeps deeper than death itself. 43 years, Whis counts on his fingers. The longest slumber yet. How curious. But even an angel can sense when something is cosmically wrong. The balance between creation and destruction isn't just tilting, it's shattering like glass. In the sacred world of the Kais, Shin paces frantically across crystalline floors. His normally pristine appearance is disheveled, his eyes wide with a terror that only gods can know. Elder Kai, it's getting worse. Shin's voice cracks with desperation. I can feel it in every fiber of my being. Creation without destruction is like a river without banks. It's flooding everything. The Elder Kai, usually focused on his picture books, looks up with genuine concern. The planets,
multiplying beyond count.
Solar systems are colliding. New life forms are spawning from nothing, but they're wrong, twisted. Creation energy without destruction to balance it becomes corrupted, poisoned. Shin clutches his chest, doubling over in pain. As the Supreme Kai of Universe 7, he's directly linked to Beerus. When destruction sleeps, creation pays the price. His power, once vast and divine, now flickers like a candle in a hurricane. I tried reaching out to Lord Beerus telepathically, Shin gasps, but his mind is sealed, not just sleeping, sealed, as if something is keeping him under. The Elder Kai's eyes narrow. In all his millions of years, he's never seen anything like this. Show me your hands, Shin. The younger Kai extends his palms. They're fading. Actually fading, becoming translucent like morning mist. By the ancestors, Elder Kai breathes. You're disappearing. If Beerus doesn't wake soon, you'll cease to exist. And if you die... Beerus dies with me, Shin finishes, and Universe 7 loses both its Supreme Kai and God of Destruction in one stroke. Meanwhile, in the depths of space, Frieza stands on the bridge of his flagship, reading intelligence reports with growing excitement. My lord, his newest general reports. We've confirmed it through our Divine Realm spies. Lord Beerus hasn't moved in over 4 decades. Some say he may never wake again. Frieza's golden form flickers with anticipation. In this timeline, without the humiliation of resurrection and the fear of Beerus' immediate presence, Frieza has pushed his golden evolution even further. His power makes his resurrection form look like a warm-up. And the Dragon Balls? Frieza asks, his tail swishing with deadly intent. The Namekian ones are destroyed with their creators. Earth's remain active, but weakening. However, my lord, we've discovered something else. Legends of the Super Dragon Balls. Orbs the size of planets, capable of granting any wish without limitation. Frieza's laughter echoes through space itself, perfect. With Lord Beerus eternally napping and the Super Dragon Balls in my grasp, I'll become the new god of destruction. No, something greater. I'll become the god of everything. On Earth, the Z-Fighters feel the shift in cosmic winds. Goku stands atop Kami's lookout, his new form crackling around him. Without divine ki, he's developed something else through pure determination and mortal limits pushed beyond breaking. He calls it Limit Breaker, a transformation that burns his very life force for power. His hair flows silver white, but unlike Ultra Instinct, this form tears his body apart with each use. Goku, you can't keep using that form, Vegeta warns, his own royal god transformation throbbing with purple gold energy. It's killing you. I know, Goku replies, blood dripping from his eyes, but something's coming, Vegeta. Something worse than anything we've ever faced. That's when Gohan arrives, carrying ancient texts stolen from the deepest archives of Capsule Corp's archaeological division. His mystic sage form pulses with knowledge as much as power. Father, Prince Vegeta, I've found something. These texts speak of a time before Beerus, before the current cosmic order. They mention something called the Void Century, when Universe 7 had a different god of destruction. Vegeta snatches the scroll, his eyes widening. What happened to them? That's just it, Gohan says quietly. The records don't say they died or were appeased. They say they were sealed, and the only prison strong enough to hold a god of destruction is... The three Saiyans look up at the stars simultaneously, the terrible realization dawning. Nether God's dreams. Goku finishes, his limit breaker form flickering out as the weight of truth crashes down. In the Divine Temple, Whis freezes mid-step. He feels it too. A presence stirring within Beerus' slumber. Something ancient. Something that should have stayed buried in the depths of divine nightmares. The angel's staff begins to glow with warning lights he's never seen before. Symbols that predate his own existence flash in cosmic horror. No, Whis breathes, true fear entering his voice for the first time in eons. Lord Beerus, what have you been containing all this time? But wait, it gets even crazier. Reality itself begins to scream. In the outer rim of Universe 7, where space meets the void, something impossible happens. A planet is born, not through millions of years of cosmic dust gathering, but instantly, violently, like a tumor in the fabric of space. Then another, and another. Creation energy, unchecked by destruction, mutates into something monstrous. These new worlds aren't like anything in the known universe. They pulse with sick light, their surfaces crawling with life forms that shouldn't exist. Creatures born from corrupted creation energy. Things with too many eyes, too many dimensions, too many screams. On planet Vampa, Broly feels it first. The legendary Saiyan, in this timeline still stranded with his father, clutches his head as waves of wrongness wash over him. His power, always barely contained, explodes outward in response to the cosmic violation. Father! Broly roars, his green energy turning black at the edges. The stars are caught. Wrong. Paragus watches in horror as his son's power reacts to something beyond their comprehension. In the sky above, space itself ripples like water, and through the tears they can see other realities bleeding through. Time anomalies spread like a plague. On some worlds, minutes become years. On others, civilizations age to dust in seconds. The natural flow of cause and effect breaks down as creation energy runs rampant without its counterbalance. In Universe 6, Champa jolts awake from his own nap, divine sweat beating on his forehead. Vados, he shouts, his voice carrying across dimensions. What's wrong with my brother? The angel materializes instantly, her usually playful demeanor replaced with grim concern. Lord Beerus has been sleeping for 43 years, Lord Champa. Universe 7 is experiencing total systematic collapse. 43 years? Champa's eyes widen. Even for that lazy cat, that's too long. We're twins, Vados. I can feel him through our connection, and something's wrong. It's like he's there but not there. Like something else is wearing his dreams. Across the 12 universes, other gods of destruction sense the disturbance. In Universe 11, Belmod stops mid-laugh during his circus performance. In Universe 2, Hellas feels beauty itself become twisted. One by one, they turn their attention to Universe 7, watching in divine horror as one of their own fails in the most fundamental way possible. In the palace of the Omni King, the Grand Priest receives reports that make even his eternal composure waver. His children, the angels of each universe, send increasingly urgent messages. Father, Whist's communication arrives, heavy with unspoken dread. I request permission to break angel law. Universe 7 requires immediate intervention. Denied, the Grand Priest responds, though his voice carries unusual weight. The laws exist for a reason, my son. However, I will observe directly. When the Grand Priest's consciousness touches Universe 7, what he finds makes him summon Zeno's attendants immediately. This isn't just a sleeping god of destruction. This is something that threatens the entire multiverse structure. Back in the mortal realm, Frieza achieves the impossible. His forces locate the first Super Dragon Ball, a crystalline sphere the size of a small planet. As his ships surround the massive orb, Frieza personally leads the retrieval mission. At last, he breathes, his golden form now evolved into something beyond. He calls it Golden Frieza Eternal, a state where his power no longer drains but builds exponentially. 1 down, 6 to go. But Frieza isn't the only one racing against time. On Earth, Bulma works frantically on a project that would have been impossible in any other timeline. Without Whis to provide divine transportation, she's developed something else. A machine that can track distortions in space-time itself. Goku, Vegeta, she calls over the communicator. I've found something. These cosmic anomalies aren't random, they're following a pattern. And at the center of that pattern, Beerus' temple. Goku finishes, his limit breaker form sparking unconsciously. We need to go there. Are you insane, Kakarot? Vegeta snarls. That's the realm of gods. We're mortals, powerful mortals, but mortals nonetheless. That's when Gohan arrives with news that changes everything. His research has uncovered the final piece of the puzzle, and his face is pale with the weight of knowledge. I know why Beerus won't wake up, he announces, and I know what's inside his dreams. Father, Prince Vegeta, we need to gather everyone, even our enemies, because what's about to happen will make Frieza look like a blessing. In space, the corrupted life forms begin to coalesce. They're drawn together by some primordial instinct, forming larger and larger masses, planets of pure wrongness, solar systems of aberration, and at their center, something stirs, something that recognizes its prison is weakening. The cosmic horror has a name, whispered in text so old that even the Kais fear to speak it aloud. Chaos, the primordial destroyer, the god of destruction that came before Beerus, who was so terrible that sealing him required the ultimate sacrifice. And now, as Universe 7 tears itself apart, his chains grow weak. In the Divine Temple, cracks appear on Beerus' sleeping form. Not cracks of age or damage, but cracks like those on an eggshell. Something inside wants out, and it's been waiting for eons for this exact moment. The moment when creation energy would grow so corrupted, so twisted, that it could feed on the chaos and break free. Whis takes a step back, his angelic powers manifesting involuntarily in response to the threat. For the first time in his existence, he considers the unthinkable. Breaking angel law might be the only way to save not just Universe 7, but all of reality. The purple cat's body begins to glow with a light that isn't his own. His sleeping face contorts, switching between peaceful slumber and something else. Something ancient and hungry and patient. Now for the moment that changes everything. Gohan spreads the ancient texts across the floor of Capsule Corp, his hands trembling as he points to symbols older than recorded history. Listen carefully, he says, his voice carrying the weight of forbidden knowledge. 75 million years ago, Universe 7 had a different god of destruction. His name was Chaos, and he was everything Beerus isn't. Where Beerus destroys with purpose, Chaos destroyed for pleasure. Where Beerus maintains balance, Chaos sought only entropy. Goku and Vegeta lean in, their warrior instincts screaming danger at every word. The Grand Priest and Zeno couldn't simply destroy him. Gohan continues, killing a god of destruction that powerful would have shattered reality. So they found another way. They sealed him in the only prison that could hold a god. The dreams of his successor, Vegeta breathes, the realization hitting like a physical blow. Gohan nods grimly. Beerus isn't just sleeping, he's containing chaos in an eternal dream prince. Every moment he slumbers, he fights a battle we can't see. But without destruction energy flowing through the universe, without Beerus actively performing his role, the seal weakens. Bulma's equipment suddenly explodes with alarms. On every screen, the same image appears. Beerus' temple, surrounded by a maelstrom of corrupted creation energy, and at its center, the god of destruction's body, now covered in spreading cracks of pure void. We're out of time, Bulma announces. Whatever's happening, it's happening now. In the Divine Temple, Whis stands frozen as his worst fears materialize. Beerus' body levitates off his bed, still unconscious but no longer peaceful. The cracks spread like a virus across his purple skin, and through them, something else peers out. Eyes that aren't eyes. A presence that predates form itself. Lord Beerus, Whis pleads, his angel powers flaring desperately. You must wake up. You must reassert control. But it's too late. With a sound like reality tearing, Beerus's body splits open, not in gore or violence, but like a chrysalis. What emerges defies description. Chaos doesn't have a true form. It is the absence of form, the negation of existence, a walking void that makes even angels step back in primordial fear. Free, the thing that was never meant to be free, speaks with a voice like dying stars. 75 million years of dreams, and finally, I am free. This is something no angel has done in eons. He attacks without orders. His staff erupts with power that could reshape galaxies, but Chaos simply laughs. The attack passes through it like light through shadow. Angel, Chaos speaks, and reality warps around its words. Your laws bind you. Mine bind reality itself. Watch as I unmake everything your father holds dear. On Earth, the Z fighters feel it immediately. The wrongness in the universe explodes into full cosmic horror. The sky cracks like glass, revealing the void between dimensions. Everyone, grab on! Goku shouts, pushing his limit breaker form beyond its limits. His body begins to literally burn away, but he doesn't stop. Using instant transmission powered by his life force, he teleports not just himself, but every fighter on Earth directly to the divine realm. They arrive in the middle of Apocalypse. Whis battles desperately against Chaos, but the primordial destroyer treats the angels' attacks like a child's tantrum. Around them, space itself unravels, showing glimpses of other universes, other realities, all beginning to bleed together. So these are the mortals of this era. Chaos observes, its non-form shifting to observe them. How quaint, you've developed new tricks since my imprisonment. That's when the impossible happens. A golden ship appears through the chaos, and from it steps Frieza, all 7 Super Dragon Balls orbiting around him like planets around a sun. I came here to become a god, Frieza announces, his eternal golden form blazing, but it seems the position is already taken. How inconvenient. For the first time in his existence, Frieza looks upon something that makes him feel fear, but also, strangely, kinship. Here is destruction without purpose, evil without restraint, everything he thought he wanted to be. Join me, Chaos offers, extending a void that might be a hand. Together we can unmake existence itself. Frieza, don't! Goku shouts, his body now more energy than flesh. Think about what you're doing. If existence ends, you end too. Vegeta steps forward, his royal god form pushing against the waves of entropy. You want to rule, Frieza, not destroy. What's the point of being Emperor of Nothing? Frieza pauses, caught between ultimate power and ultimate ending. In that moment of hesitation, Gohan makes his move. I figured it out, the Half Saiyan shouts. The only way to stop Chaos is to wake Beerus properly. But he's not in that body anymore. His consciousness is still in the dream realm, still fighting. Then how do we wake him? Vegeta demands. Gohan's face falls. Someone has to go into the dream. Someone has to take his place in the prison while he wakes up. It's the only way to maintain the seal while transferring it back. The gravity of that statement hits everyone. Whoever goes in doesn't come back. They become the eternal jailer holding Chaos while Beerus reclaims his body and power. I'll do it, Goku says without hesitation, his limit breaker form now barely holding his consciousness together. I'm already dying from this form. At least this way, my death means something. No, Vegeta interrupts. Kakura, your family needs you. I'll go. My father's research prepared me for this. Gohan insists. It should be me. As they argue, Chaos grows stronger, feeding on the corrupted creation energy. Entire star systems begin to collapse into its void. The multiverse itself groans under the strain. That's when Frieza makes a choice that shocks everyone, including himself. And this changes the entire cosmic hierarchy forever. I'll do it, Frieza announces, his golden aura flickering. I'll take the cat's place. Everyone freezes. Even Chaos pauses its destruction, intrigued by this development. Frieza, what are you playing at? Vegeta snarls, suspicious even in the face of annihilation. The Emperor laughs, but it's different from his usual mockery. Don't misunderstand, monkeys. I'm not doing this for you or your pathetic universe. But look at that thing. That's not power. That's nothing. And I refuse to be Emperor of Nothing. Frieza turns to Chaos, his golden form blazing brighter. You offer me partnership in destruction? I'm Frieza. I don't share power with anyone, especially not with a formless reject who couldn't even beat a sleeping cat. Besides, Frieza's voice drops to a whisper only the Saiyans can hear. 75 million years to plan my escape and revenge. I've worked with less. Before anyone can stop him, Frieza channels the Super Dragon Ball's power into himself and dives directly into the crack where Beerus' consciousness still fights. The collision of energies creates a blinding light that forces even Chaos to shield itself. Inside the dream realm, Frieza finds Beerus, exhausted from eons of mental combat, holding back a tide of entropy with pure will. About time someone showed up, Beerus gasps. Though I expected someone more heroic. Heroes are predictable, Frieza smirks. Golden energy reinforcing the dream prison. Now get out there and do your job, cat. I'll hold this thing, but you owe me. When I get out, and I will get out, you're going to make me your successor. Deal? Beerus actually grins. If you can hold chaos for even a century, I'll consider it. As Frieza takes Beerus's place, the god of destruction's consciousness rockets back to reality. His body reforms from the void, purple energy exploding outward with 75 million years of pent-up destruction energy. Enough! Beerus roars, and his voice alone stops chaos mid-attack. You had your fun, back to your cage! The battle between the two gods of destruction shakes every universe. But this time, Beerus isn't fighting alone. Goku, burning the last of his life force, adds his limit breaker power. Vegeta channels his royal god energy. Gohan provides his mystic sage wisdom. Even Whis, already breaking angel law, lends his strength. Together, they force chaos back into the dream realm where Frieza waits, golden arms spread wide like a spider's web. Welcome to your new home, Frieza grins as the prison seals. Hope you enjoy the neighbors, their murder. The void collapses. Reality reasserts itself, and in the sudden silence, Beerus stands whole, awake and very, very annoyed. 75 years of sleep, he mutters, stretching. Whiz, I'm starving. Also, someone explain why Frieza of all people is in my head playing jailer. As Goku collapses, his body finally giving out from Limit Breaker's toll, Beerus catches him with surprising gentleness. Interesting technique, Saiyan, the god of destruction muses, burning life for power. Stupid, but interesting. Whiz, heal him. I want to see what else these mortals developed while I was napping. And so, Universe 7 is saved, but forever changed. Frieza, the galactic tyrant, becomes the eternal guardian against chaos. Beerus owes a debt to mortals, and the universe learns that sometimes the greatest heroes come from the most unexpected places, even if they're really, really annoyed about it. So there you have it, the most terrifying scenario in Dragon Ball history, where Beerus sleeping nearly ended everything, and Frieza of all people became the unlikely savior. This shows us that sometimes the greatest threat isn't action, but inaction, and sometimes the worst villains make the best heroes, even if it's for completely selfish reasons. Now, I need to hear from you. Comment below. Did Frieza's sacrifice shock you? What do you think happens when he eventually escapes? And what anime scenario should I explore next? I read every comment and heart the best theories. If this video blew your mind, destroy that like button. Seriously, it helps more than you know. Subscribe and ring that notification bell to join our anime multiverse family. And remember, we drop new mind-bending theories every week. Until next time, this is Multiverse of Anime. Keep exploring the infinite possibilities.